Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. What's up? My name is Noah, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe down below and click the notification button. It looks like a little bell. So today's topic, sorry for the garage, but today's topic should have been about what I eat in a day. Somebody lost the footage. I don't know where I put the footage. Lost it, so I'm gonna do that another time. And you can put down below if I should do one with my husband, if I should do one by myself, or how I should do it. And to check that out, then you should go ahead and subscribe. But today's topic is about seizures and epilepsy. And I would advise, if you're not good with listening about that, or mental health or so on, or if you're still young, either have your parents watch this video first and then you watch it, or just have a parental guidance, or just know what you're getting into. So now that I have said all my cautions, let's get into this video. So for me, it's going to be a little bit of an intense video. I don't like talking about it, but I like making people aware of it. And you can see that I'm getting a little bit nervous because I'm picking on my fingernails, and it's not a good idea. But I asked you some questions on Instagram, and I asked you guys some questions on TikTok, and this is what you came up with. So if you guys have any more questions that are not on this video, you should comment down below some of your questions. Oh my god, the garage. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's annoying. You can go ahead and put that down below, or you can DM me and we can talk about it. Yeah, but only if you guys want. You don't need to. So my first question that I have here is, what is epilepsy? So epilepsy is when is a disorder, or I don't like using the word disorder, but it's a disorder that is in your brain, and it's when you have too much action. I mean, you know what? I'm just gonna, hey Siri, what does epilepsy mean?
Epilepsy means a neurological disorder marked by sudden recurrent episodes of sensory disturbance, loss of consciousness, or convulsions, associated with abnormal electrical activity in the brain.
Okay, to make that short, it's a neurological disorder, and it reoccurs a lot of times, or only once. So for example, I have an uncle of mine, he only had that once, same as my cousin, but I have it multiple times throughout, I don't know, the time span. I already lost count of them, but you pretty much faint, or I don't know how to explain that really good. So every seizure or every epilepsy is different. So for me, for example, I lose consciousness, and it is, yeah, I lose consciousness. Sometimes I have problem with my oxygen. It also, I don't know how to explain it. So maybe you have seen it on TV, where a seizure is people are shaking. I cannot do that too long because then my body thinks I'm in a seizure. But yeah, it's a lot of shaking. You have, TMI, you have stuff coming out of your mouth, you bite your tongue, and so on. So it's a neurological dysfunction, and if you want to know more about it, then go and Google it, because I'm not a doctor, just to make that clear. Then number 2, when did it happen? So I think what this person meant was, when was your first seizure? So my first seizure, I know that out of fact, was around a year ago. And it was, yes, it was scary, but because I didn't know what was going on, and nobody really knew. It was something new that happened. So it was, yeah, it happened around a year ago, and I'm now on medication that is trying to keep me stable, and so yeah. Sorry, I'm getting nervous. I know I shouldn't be, but I am. And mental health is like a super big issue that I need to talk about because a lot of people like downput mental health. Are you scared? That's the next question. Yes and no. There are different kinds of seizures that I have, or I think I have. I mean, it's not fully diagnosed yet. So there's different types that I have. One that are like I call them the big ones, but that's just for me, is when your whole body is like shaking and it's not really that good. There are small ones where I faint for like 30 seconds and then I'm up again, but I feel like woozy and dizzy and weird. Then, I mean, yeah, I am scared because I don't feel it right when it happens. So when it happens, there is a thing called aura. And aura is also a seizure. I mean, you need to like look that up because I'm not a doctor and my doctor explained it to me also. But it's a feeling that you get before you have a seizure. So at the beginning, I was like, oh my god, I feel dizzy, and like I'm holding myself onto a chair, onto like something, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I would go down. But I had a seizure where I did not know, and where my body did not feel anything, and I would just go down, or I would just like shake. So it's maybe you don't always need to fall unconscious. So I had one where my whole left side of my body was shaking, and that was very, very scary because like I saw it, like I saw my hands and stuff like that. But it's always good, really, really important to be in touch with your doctor if you do have it. But I mean, yeah, it's scary. I mean, like a lot of things can happen, but it doesn't mean because these things happen to me that it needs to happen to you. I mean, sometimes it can, sometimes it can't. So you never know. The next question is, do you drive? Yes and no. I learned how to drive. I'm learning how to drive from my husband, but it's in the parking lot, and it's if I have been stable for a long while. I do not have a driver's license. My driver's license has not been like taken away. I do not have one. Period. I always like put it off because I had stuff going on in my life, and then this happened, and now I cannot drive. So here in Texas, it's in every state, every country, it's different. But the way how my neurologist explained it to me was that I need to be 3 months without a seizure, without falling unconscious and stuff like that to be able to drive. Now, my last seizure was, I think, November or December. I don't even know. I mean, it's not that I had a lot, but I just don't know. So that was like around 3 months. Now, the reason why I'm still not driving is because every time you get a new medication, your medication needs to get regulated to your body, and there's a higher chance of you getting a seizure. Also, if it's with a new medication, and also if you're on medication that will not say, oh, take this medication, it will prevent you from everything, from the seizure. No, it will just help you regulate the seizure, or will not make it as bad. I mean, depends what medication you're taking. So I'm really hoping that I can soon, 2021 is going to be a good year and I can learn how to drive. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take you guys with me. The next question is it contagious? No, it's not contagious. I don't even know how to continue talking about this, but it's not contagious. Are you scared to be alone? Right now, I'm alone. My husband goes to work every day, pretty much every day. I mean, it depends on his schedule, but it's pretty much goes from 6 o'clock, from like 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., 6:30, depends. I mean, like also the drive to his work. And then I'm alone. We put in some security measures. First of all, at the beginning, I was really scared to be alone because, I mean, it is scary. Like, I don't know when it really happens, so it is scary, but we put in some security measures. So the first one was every time I had a seizure and my husband needed to go to work, I go to my parents-in-law and I spend there the day, and my husband picks me up, and then I just know, like, they don't need to, like, watch, like, be in the room and, like, look over me, but if something would happen, I would have a person right there. Then I have other security. Now I'm more getting used to being by myself. So we have different security measures just here at home. We have a camera, security camera. First, we put it actually in just for a normal security camera, and then we put it in so my husband does not, when he's on his phone, he can just check on me to see if everything is okay. Especially at like a year ago, my seizures were more frequent than now, and I'm really, really happy about this. And also, I can call him even if he's at work. He will pick up his phone. If he sees it's me, he will usually ask, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine." Or I tell him, "Hey, you need to come." I mean, there was already a time that I was like, "Ben," so that's my husband's name, "Ben, you need to come home. I am thinking about having a seizure, that I have a seizure, or I had a seizure." And usually then there is a certain procedure that you need to do, and actually the next question is what do you need to do when you have a seizure. But let's continue about being alone. For example, just like a precaution is that usually I do not shower by myself. I mean, I can shower by myself, or I don't take baths by myself. So I shower, or at the beginning he was pretty much with me in the shower, and I could shower myself, but I needed him to be there to feel safe. But right now, the way how we do it is I shower, and for me, knowing that he is in the apartment is good enough because he knows how to react. I mean, he's trained. Also because of me. But yeah, he's trained. So that's our that's our precautions pretty much. Then the next question is, what do you do when you have a seizure? So first of all, really, really important, when you have a seizure, is to put that person lying down on its side with, like, if you had CPR, you should know that, like that, and make sure I don't have. I mean, I'm talking now about me, but make sure that person kind of does not have anything in its mouth. Make sure it doesn't have. I don't have anything in my mouth. Do not. A huge no. Do not put your finger in my mouth. When you have a seizure, you cannot control your nerves. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clench. Now, when you have a seizure and you're clenching that bad, I can literally bite your finger off. Don't underestimate the strength of a jaw. It's not like biting like this and I was like, "Oh, I bit my tongue," or I bit my lip or something like that. I mean, yeah, it's painful, but not as painful. Yeah. So you put me on the side. You make sure that around me, I do not have anything that I can get hurt. Sometimes you put something behind the head so it's not like concrete, or it's not the and it's like, I had a seizure on my bed, so he didn't need to put anything on me. that's the thing. Then another really, really important thing is do not hold people that have seizures. Like, do not hold us down. That's gonna actually hurt us more than you think it would. You just make sure that they cannot hurt themselves. Like, right now, okay, I don't know if you can see it, but like, right now, I'm right here with a table. So let's just say I would seize, I could punch a table. So you want to make sure, let's readjust the camera. Let's make sure that I will not punch a table, I will not punch a chair, whatever it may be, something that I cannot hurt, or even you. Like, I definitely 100% punched my husband so many times. I think he even told me I bit him once. So just make sure that we don't get that hurt. Another really, really important thing is, if you can, try to time it. For example, my neurologist, and I don't know if that's every neurologist, or even if you're interested, talk to your doctor about it, to your physician. For example, for me, he said that if it's between 3 and 4 minutes, you should call 911. Or if it's like over 3.5 to 4 minutes, call 911, because that means your brain is most likely not gonna get enough oxygen. And yeah, that's not good. I definitely lost oxygen during my seizures. That's like something that I have. So if you guys did not, I'm gonna do an updated what's in my hospital bag. I mean, it's not like a pregnant woman, but like what's in my hospital bag, what I bring with me if I go out for long trips or whatever, what I have with me. So I usually have like this, we have at home, we have the mask that you pump and it gives you air, so I can just regulate my breathing until I need to go to the ER or whatever. Usually I just call up my neurologist, I tell him, hey, I had a seizure. He was like, how long, what happened, blah, 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 blah. Tell him everything, and he decides if I need to come in and see him, if I need to go to the ER, if I just need to stay home and relax. Depends. Oh my god, this is gonna be a long video. Holy crap. When was your last seizure? My last seizure was around a year ago. Do you have it forever? Yes and no. So people, they can have it forever. They can have it since birth and have it forever. I mean, it depends. It depends on every person, and you cannot say, oh, I am not going to have seizures for the rest of my life. It can be that I'm having seizures for the rest of my life, and I'm going to be stuck on medication for the rest of my life. It also can be that I'm not. It really, really depends. Next question. Are seizures painful? Again, to telling you guys a little bit about my story, I mean, when you have the seizure, no, you don't feel that it's painful. So you're just like shaking, but you don't feel it. But after the seizure, like the aftermath of it, yeah, it is painful. I bit part of my tongue off. I definitely have back problems. I have like all my muscles hurt. I just want to sleep. Sometimes I have so bad headache that any light, I really need to make it pitch dark. Yeah, and then I just cover my eyes, and I don't want to talk to anybody, like nothing. Another really question was, can you swallow your tongue? I've never heard of somebody swallowing their tongue through a seizure. You just bite it. So I have like a bite mark on my tongue. The last two questions. How did your family react, and how did your husband react when I got diagnosed and I called him? So for my husband, the way how he reacted, I mean, he knows about medical stuff. I mean, he was he's not a nurse, not whatever, but he educated himself to a good point. I mean, also to be safe, you know? And he knows what seizures are. And we went through the process together, and he was really, really helpful. And they're like, you have epilepsy, you have seizures. I mean, it is for him, really. I mean, if you guys want, I will make a Q&A with him once on what it is for him having a wife with seizures. Or if you want with my family too, I can make that. Just my family lives in Switzerland, so it'll be like a phone call or a FaceTime or something like that. Or when I see them, I can definitely make it with them. But, I mean, it's hard to see a loved one going through this. He definitely has opened up to me and told me that it is hard. And I also don't want to, like, have my show my family that I have seizures. But when I have one, I just need to go through it. My family reacted, they reacted in between shocked, supportive. Most of my family is definitely 100% supportive. Most of my family lives in Switzerland or Israel, and they are definitely 100% supportive with me, and I'm really, really happy for that. I really, really am. It's hard because I got diagnosed when I left Switzerland. So they have not gone through it yet. So like if I go to Switzerland and I will have a seizure there, it's definitely gonna be like an eye-opening. I don't know. I don't like talking about it really that much. But if you guys have any questions, then please feel free to comment down below. My piercing is getting super itchy. I don't know why. I think it's the dry weather. But if you guys have any questions that I have not mentioned yet, then please comment them down below. I will do another Q&A. I'll do a Q&A with my husband if he is going to show up in front of camera. Sometimes he doesn't show up because he's not here. Sometimes he doesn't show up because he doesn't want to. But I'm not forcing anybody. And I would love to hear your stories. If you're comfortable with it, though, put them down below. You can DM me on Instagram and on TikTok. That's going to be at the end of this video and down below. Thank you so much for being here for a long time. I didn't know that it would be that long, but it is really, really important for me to share mental health and that people take it seriously. Because I needed to work on my mental health a lot. Lots of triggers that can happen with seizures is stress. There's so many other more, but stress is the main point that usually everybody says. So I needed to like help me reduce my stress. Friends that are not helpful, not positive, I just needed to let them go because it's just that. But that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really sorry it has been such a long video, but please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe down below and click the notification button. It will really help me with my algorithm. And that's it. I really hope to see you soon. And bye, guys.